An officer accidentally overdoses during a traffic stop and y'all think it was a panic attack. You said, several doctors examined the footage and say it looks more like a severe panic attack. Her breathing and pupils are not typical of an OD. Here's the problem with that. Courtney herself said she is thankful to be alive and crediting the other officers at the scene for their quick action. She said, I have done this hundreds of times before the same way. It only takes one time and a minimal amount. I am thankful I wasn't alone and had immediate help. You know, because they gave her 3 doses of Narcan. Another officer on the scene said the worst outcome was avoided. If the other officers weren't there, there's a very high chance of probability that today would be different and that we would be wearing our thin blue line, the straps that go over our badges. So these officers were so afraid for her that they thought they were going to be wearing their thin blue straps over their badge in honor of her memory. Literally everyone on the scene acknowledges this was an accidental overdose. Other officers on the scene believe Courtney may have been exposed to fentanyl, which can be deadly in small doses, while she was handling dollar bills the drugs were rolled into. Although she was wearing gloves while handling the narcotics, other officers say a gust of wind may have blown some of the drugs toward her and were inhaled into her system. Dramatic footage shows Courtney laying motionless on the side of the road as other officers tend to her. Officers say Courtney was brought back and talking only to lose consciousness again and may have stopped breathing, causing the officers to administer 2 more doses of Narcan. And that was their words, the people who were on the scene. I think Officer Courtney knows her body better than any TikTok doctor. I think the officers on the scene who were there and witnessed everything know the situation better than any TikTok doctor. Her drug test results haven't been released. We don't even know if she was drug tested. So I don't know how the TikTok experts are properly diagnosing her based on watching a video. These so-called doctors don't know her pulse rate, her blood pressure, how fast or slow she was breathing, but they're going to diagnose her anyways based on the size of her pupil. It gets on my nerves how doctors blame everything on a panic attack. Oh, her hand fell off? Panic attack. She's bleeding out of her butt? Panic attack. Her baby came 4 months early? Panic attack. Again, we haven't seen drug test results. So we don't know if, how, and when she was exposed to narcotics. So how are they diagnosing her with a panic attack? But because the TikTok doctor said it, it must be true. I'm going to base my opinions on the facts. And the facts are Courtney knows her body better than anybody else does. The officers on the scene know the situation better than anyone else does. And they all agree somehow she was accidentally overdosed. They all agree they thought they were going to lose her that night. And they all agree it was the fast action of these officers giving her the Narcan that saved her life. Now, I've never seen Narcan save somebody from a panic attack, but I have seen Narcan save somebody from an overdose. And listen, I'm not blaming Courtney. She could have had a seizure. She could have somehow been exposed to these narcotics. She could be an addict for all I know. I don't know. Somebody could have done this to her. There is a possibility of all these things. But y'all have got to stop thinking that this stuff never happens, because it does. And a large majority of addicts are police officers, doctors, lawyers, judges, nurses.